Here with head track and field coach Mike Heimerman. The Demons and Lady Demons preparing to head to Houston this weekend for the G5 Super 22 meet. Coach, you and I were discussing this, a very wide-ranging group of competition. So in a sense, you kind of get to see where you stand on a national level.
Yeah, I mean, there's schools from Florida, Arizona, of course, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, wide range, Conference USA, American, Sun Belt, and then the South. And so a lot of schools, be a lot of great competition. So our kids will get even a better measuring stick up to this point than what we've had.
Came off a week off last week. You'd run the first 2 weeks, and then you took the week off. What does that week do? Is it mainly a technique thing? Is it a rest and recovery? Is it a mix of both?
A little bit of everything. As you can see today, today the weather's 45 and drizzle, so it's not optimal weather for track training outdoors. But this is what we've had the last 2 weeks, just about here in Natchitoches. Not a lot of dry days, a lot of cool days, but we got to do what everybody else has got to do. You just got to go out and get your work in. So we've gotten healthy, a little healthy. We've had a few kids that were unhealthy, so gives them a little time to get healthy, and then it doesn't hurt to have a little break in between competitions where you can get a couple good training sessions in. So it's a mixture of both. So it's really good for us.
This is the third of 5 meets before you head to the conference championship for the indoor season. That midpoint, does it become a situation where you look and say, kind of like midpoints with team sports, where okay, this is where we need to be, and these are the people that really need to step it up?
Yeah, we've already looked at that. We start looking ahead to conference and what we can do, where we want to be at with some people and what events. We're still got a few that we're kind of waiting on, but with some injuries, and we're trying to baby some people along because they got some really good shots at nationals. So we're not trying to push a couple of people too fast, but this will give us a good measuring stick on where we're at in each event, and then with some kids that are doing multiple events, what we can do over the 2 days. So where we're at in our fitness for a 2-day competition, because conference is a 2-day meet indoors.
You mentioned the first 2-day meet. This is also something, it's indoor season, and more so during outdoor. It seems that that associate head coach Adam Pennington and Carl Lewis, the legendary Olympian and now the head coach down at Houston, it seems they developed a relationship that may have not necessarily helped, but it's something that you have going into this meet.
Right. Carl Lewis, legendary. He's probably one of the most was probably the highest profile Olympic athlete for track and field other than Usain Bolt. But, that just shows how good Adam Pennington, associate head coach, and our sprints coach here is in those events. That's how Carl Lewis noticed him, is we were recruiting the same athletes that Houston was recruiting. And we won. We beat Houston on a few of them, but, a lot of times Houston's beat us. Just a bigger school, got more money to do some things. But, what Coach Pennington's done with Northwestern State sprints is kind of, he's put them on the national map. He's rewritten almost every record on the men's and women's board, and he's done a phenomenal job. So that's why, he stuck out to Coach Lewis. And so, Coach Lewis, Carl Lewis reached out to him first. So he's kind of amazed, but, that's something now that's the type of talent we have here and coaching talent that we have here at Northwestern State.
And I know the Houston area, not just collegiately, not just the relationship between UH and Northwestern State, but so many athletes down there, so many that have come to Northwestern State in the past, and currently somebody like Speedy, like Natasha Jackson, getting a chance to go home. We saw what Jasmine Steele does when she goes home. She sets a meet record 3 years in a row at her hometown meet. But for Speedy and those type of student athletes who get a chance to go home, is there a little bit more familiarity and comfort there for them?
Yes, everybody loves competing in front of their family, friends and family. And we got quite a few kids from the Houston area that got a lot of friends coming and family members. So everybody wants to show out in front of friends and family. No one ever wants to look bad. So I'm expecting a lot of big things from our Houston kids. And, this is the first time we've ran at Houston since outdoor, probably 4 years ago. So, or maybe even 5. It's been a while since we've been at Houston. So, it's a nice close trip. I say close, it's only 4.5 hours. So that's a close trip for us indoor. And, it's going to be, they got a new track, so we'll stay on a bank track. And that's what we run at conference, and that's why we're going. And then the talent, there's always a ton of talent. So I just see those guys having a great meet. So, when doesn't Speedy have a good meet? No matter what with Speedy, you're going to get 100% of the time. That's the one thing I will guarantee with that young lady.
And with her performance at Texas A&M, with Jasmine's performance, it was kind of across the board. 3 or 4 meet records fell. Anne Marie Broussard in the pole vault. That, I think, kind of showed not just their individual success, but the depth that your women's program has built and the depth of this overall program.
That's been our goal, to win a conference title. You not only need talent, you need depth, and that's something that Coach Pennington, Coach Stewart, Coach Jones, and myself, we've been working really hard over the last couple of years and bringing that in, the talent and the depth to try to compete. You know, we feel that we have a really good team. You know, we just have to show up on the 2 days at conference, and we compete at the best of our abilities and see where where all the points fall and see where we're at. But I'm very confident with this team. This group of young ladies are young. We only have really 3 seniors that will lose on the team for next year, and we're talented, and it's just a fun group to be around. These girls, they like getting after it. They want to do something that no other team's ever done here at Northwestern State, and that's win a conference championship title.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.